Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back for another brand new video, and today's video is something a wee bit different than our regular scheduled programming, and honestly I have no idea if anyone's even interested in today's topic. But honestly, I've been watching this get progressively worse for years and years and years. It's been niggling away at the back of my head constantly, and I just feel like it's at a point now. I've got a channel here where you guys who talk about everything Scottish football, and there's something that's annoying me about Scottish football, so I would like to discuss it right here. And for those that are going to be clicking on today's video, I'd be very interested to see how you feel, because we hate to talk about the punditry in Scotland and just how pantomime it's all became. Now, addressing the old elephant in the room, I do realise I sit in front of you as one of the most animated YouTubers that go ahead and talk about any team in Scottish football, right? Some people like it, some people didn't. That's fine, that's your fair. Go on with your day, because I certainly will go on with mine, and not anything I'm about to go ahead and discuss or anything I'm going to pick holes in or anything I'm going to bring up. I'm not going to be sitting appearing on a high horse thinking I'm any better, because truly there is zero ego here. I know everybody wants to hate YouTubers and think they're all this and this and this, but genuinely that's just not me, you know what I mean? I didn't consider myself a football pundit, I didn't consider myself even fan media or anything like that. I'm just the guy that's kind of stumbled onto this by having a wee bit of a laugh, and we've created an incredible audience here and an incredible community that I actually enjoy seeing your opinions. I recognise a lot of the names, I recognise a lot of the people down in the comment section below, and it's just became a part of my life really when I go ahead and talk about the highs and lows of my football club and occasionally the old Scottish football. So again, anything that I'm about to go ahead and discuss isn't me thinking, oh, I'm better, or I should be doing that, or this is how it shouldn't be done, or anything like that. That's no what I'm saying. All I'm doing is voicing my opinion on where I feel Scottish football is really lagging behind and progressively getting worse. In fact, I would dare to say the presentation, the analysis and the tactical football punditry that we get is that bad that I didn't find myself really listening to it anymore. And I want to ask every single person that's clicked on today's video, I know it's not going to be the regular numbers of that we get right here on the channel, but for those that have clicked on it, how many of you genuinely sit before a game? If you can't get to the game, you've got that bad boy on mute half an hour before the game. You unmute it for the first half, comes up at half time, you put it on mute, you go and get your tea, you go for a pee, you do what you need to do, you come back, you take it off mute for the second half, you watch that, and then the second the game ends, you shut it off because you're not interested in the pantomime judge jury crap that you see constantly fired at you. You're not interested in seeing two people constantly jab each other back and forth and pander for clicks and interactions on social media to spread your clips. And it doesn't matter what game you're talking about or where you're looking, you'll have one person sitting here, he'll do a wee dig about the other team in there, trying to goad the other fan base into reacting, whilst you have the other guy goading back to them to try and get the other fan base going. It's so robotic, it's so scripted, it's so played out, it's so dull to watch that there is genuinely zero reason to truly pay attention to any of the tactical analysis or any the punditry, because the second you see who's on it, you know what it's gonna be. And again, it's just a pantomime. And again, this isn't a new thing. It's been happening for a very long time now. I'm primarily talking about Sky, and we will break that down more in the next couple minutes. But at the same time, it's been happening for years over at Premier Sports as well, with the likes of Michael Stewart, who's a master at pandering for likes. And I get it, that's where we are now in terms of the media, right? That's what you need to do. Everybody needs a soundbite. Everybody needs that. Everybody needs a reason, because there's so much competition out there. But again, for me, it goes too far in that direction, and you're sitting there watching, and you're actually trying to listen, and you're saying nothing's really getting said, because it's one line that's maybe scripted, one line that's maybe planned, and that's what it is, just firing out lines here, there, and everywhere. It's not a genuine conversation, there's no tactical analysis. And again, Michael Stewart is a master at pandering for that. He knows how to wind up every fan base. Now again, I sit here as a Rangers fan, and I get when I see people sharing his stuff that he said, but that's why he's kept in a job, despite offering very little actual football and insight in to these games, and usually just pandering to a certain fan base or trying to wind up another. The reason he's kept in there is because controversy creates cash, and that's what he goes ahead and does, because everybody sees what he says, they put it on social media, and Premier Sports are very happy. They don't care what you're saying, they're just seeing the tweet numbers go up or seeing that it's getting mentioned, and that's deemed good enough for Scottish football, right? And that was always just simmering away for the cup games and everything like that, but now it's actually infected the actual presentation of our overall league season. The bread and butter, which should be a showcase of us as we try to get out of the shadow of every other league that more people prefer to watch. As we try to build Scottish football and get people interested, we try and get other games on the telly, we try and get people talking about Scottish football. All that's there is just bitterness and arguing silly childish stuff. And I guess what really frustrates me and really annoys me is the potential at Sky is limitless because of who's actually there. See, if you look at some of the names and some of the players that are able to come ahead and talk in this game, this should be the premier sports show to talk about Scottish football, because everybody pretty much in there has went through the highs and lows. They could tell you about the expectations. They could tell you mentally what it's like to play in the grind, playing the same teams every 4 weeks, 5 weeks, what it takes to get yourself up for that level, what it's like after playing in Europe, what you could do there. They could genuinely open doors and let every Tom, Dick and Harry truly understand or get a glimpse into what it's like to be a top flight Scottish football player. But do we get any of that? No, it's the silly wee jokes, and the likes of Chris Sutton and Boyd are the spearheaded and shoved down our throats every single week as Sky desperately tries to recreate the success that Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher went ahead and had. And yes, clearly they're the best at the business, and I know you might be thinking, well, sometimes Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher has wee digs at each other. Absolutely right, they will bring some laughs, but they're also incredibly well rounded, right? Because they'll throw the wee hook in there, they'll take the wee dig that you go ahead and watch it, but then what comes after the initial wee jab? It's actual football punditry, it's actually analysis. They break down the game perfectly, and it's you actually learn stuff from watching it, and you pick things up and you say, oh, I never even saw that run, I never saw the defender no looking at his shoulder here, I never saw any of that for us watching it. And we shouldn't as fans pick up on all these things, but again, they've lived it, they see the game differently, and that's the doors they open that 9 times out of 10 when you watch them break down, or you watch the Monday night show, if you watch Carragher when he breaks down from the video analysis and everything, you pick some and say, I didn't even clock that, but no, it's so obvious. That's genuine football punditry. Now compare that to what we get, and again, Sky's priorities are completely wrong, because instead of realising what we want is actual football analysis, they just see the wee jabs and the jokes and say, just keep doing that, Chris, just keep doing that, Boyd, and it's completely pantomime. And for me, it's so scripted and it's so fake. Does anyone truly believe any of this stuff? I mean, for instance, the most recent game that obviously we talked about right here on this channel was a game between Aberdeen, who's fighting for that third space, again trying to get as high as they can for Europe, versus Rangers, who are rotating for Thursday, right? We've spoken about it kind of on the channel, but in that game you saw a 2-2 draw, in which Rangers scored a 95th minute equaliser after playing over an hour down to 10 men, 2-0 behind. There should genuinely be football analysis, like how did Barry tactically change that? How did he limit the space? How did he make it like that? And what Aberdeen failed today, that should have been the main priority of that game. What went right and what went wrong and what changed during the game, but we never got any of that. What did we get? A 30 seconds to 90-second highlight of the things we've already seen, and then Chris Boyd and Chris Sutton doing wee jabs back and forth for each other. Oh, is that Rangers celebrating a draw? Look how far they fell. Oh, you're just sad that you didn't get to celebrate a title the day. It's like, really guys, that's the best that we can get after that type of game? It's just not good enough, surely. And again, this is nothing personal, and I know some people saying, oh, you're digging out Chris Boyd here, you're supposed to be a Rangers fan, and I get why people will say that, but it just needs to be better, because they're actually good at their job. See, when you watch Boyd elsewhere, or if he's doing south, or or even the likes of Sutton, some of his articles and the things he's done about concussions and everything like that, you read in it, you see how they talk about the game, and you explain and be like, yeah, that's what I actually want to hear. Yeah, that's what I want to see. That's what they could potentially be bringing up when they've got some airtime. But again, they're maybe pushed it, they're maybe asked to it, but that's the level that we've got. It's the panto stuff, and it's absolutely barking to watch. And for me, what started off really bad, I went, oh no, they're trying to recreate Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher. And it was about 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. It's now just, again, one-liner after one-liner, jab after jab. And we know it's all fake, because we know they're good pals. We see them talking elsewhere. We see that nobody's actually buying into it, apart from the fan bases that bite to one line or bite to the other, and that's what it's set up to be. You're not supposed to learn anything now for the half-time show or the full-time show. All it is to get a wee line that annoys one fan base that they react to on social media, whilst the other fan base gloats about it. And I just didn't think punditry should be that low and that pandering. Now, I will say they aren't all in on the act, and again, they are spearheaded and they're clearly getting told to try and replicate Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, but you look at some of the other names that they occasionally get on, and you actually get wee glimpses, and you get good. I mean, Stilian Petrov, whenever he's came in, right, I know he's a Celtic man, whatever people want to say, but sometimes you hear him speak and you go, oh yeah, I see that for the midfield and everything. I see what he's talking about, the scan over the shoulder, breaking away, dropping there, doing that. I get that. You get the likes, say, Marvin Bartley as well, who I think is one of the best about the business these days. Truly, a day now again, yes, I know, the cup final, whatever people want to say, but if you're talking about how he breaks down and how he speaks honestly, he's absolutely spot on and one of the best in the business. I want to see more of Bartley, no less. I want to see more analysis rather than that. Even the likes, say, Neil Lennon comes onto these shows occasionally, usually for an Old Firm game, and he's the one that's actually in the middle, like Chris Boyd and Sutton just doing their wee lines, and then you get Neil Lennon chiming in now and again and actually speaking some sense, and it goes all the way. There's plenty of other names, even like, say, Considine, I think it was the other day actually for the Rangers Aberdeen game. Watch his body language, watch him just look about left to right when Sutton and Boyd's doing the wee one-liners. He's like, is that what we're here today? And you never really hear for the guys that are actually there to talk about the football, because everyone needs the one-lining, because they need the clickbait for social media. There is guys there that speak about the game, and it's not a dig at everybody. It's not even necessarily just a dig at Boyd or a dig at Sutton. It's the way the entire thing is getting presented and scripted to play out to Scottish football. It just seems so embarrassing how badly they're trying to replicate down south, the inferiority complex to try something different and to try and talk about our game. They've got to go for the low denominator, and for me it's just no good enough anywhere. But again, I'm probably explaining myself far too much. There is occasionally very good analysis. The likes of Neil McCann when he comes on as well was very good. I would say McFadden is up and down. Sometimes he buys into the narrative crap. Sometimes he actually speaks about it from an attacking midfielder perspective or how he sees that run. And sometimes I'm like, right, yeah, I see what he's talking about here with the late run for midfield. He's a bit hit and miss. Again, there is guys that come on and genuinely have truth, but again, it's constantly spearheaded by the two they want to be the two boys for down south, and it just doesn't work anymore. So I'm going to end today's video asking the same question I asked earlier on. How many people genuinely find themselves watching that and learning anything about the game? Or if I just got a completely wrong view of this and it is supposed to be that entertainment value, you're not supposed to watch an hour before the game and half an hour after the game and 50 minutes at halftime just to see these one-liners and to see the wee looks at the camera and to see the wee jokes. Is that what it's supposed to be? Or is a football panel show should be talking about the football? Do you know what I mean? That would be great. Besides 90 seconds here off the players are doing a warm-up, you see highlights that you've already seen. You didn't get any discussion. There's no tactical breakdown. Oh, he's making this run for here and they're circling this and bringing. There's none of that. It's all skipped over, and what's prioritised is the one-liners for social media. And it's daft, in my opinion. But again, I'm sitting here as a YouTuber knowing I do what I do and everything like that. People say, oh, you're a hypocrite and everything. I'm not a pundit. I'm not paid the money that's there. And I'm not an ambassador for Scottish football that's getting told to break down these games. I'm just here to entertain people that tries to tune in, whilst obviously occasionally talking about maybe mistakenly falling on some sense. Again, I've not got that much high opinion of myself that I think I should be doing this or I should be doing. Truly, I don't. I enjoy what we do right here. But again, there is so much in Scottish football that could be better, for the games, to the league reconstruction, but to the overall presentation as well, that I think doesn't help Scottish football. I think it actually hinders it and makes it look more tin pot than it actually is. And there's so many levels of Scottish football that's failing, that the punditry and the breakdown and the media side is one of them as well. Despite, again, talent being there. Read some of Sutton's articles, read some of Boyd's articles away when they're no pitted against each other. They actually talk sense. And again, the likes of Bartley, who I think is great, and McCann, and these boys still in Petrov, Neil Lennon and everything like that. There is guys that occasionally drop some knowledge, but you really need to search for it, troops. And I've had to do that for this video, right? Because again, I had it on mute. I've not paid attention to it for a very long time, but I was thinking about making this video, so I've actually went back and watched not just the Rangers punditry. I've searched for the clip, and it's the same when it's Hearts and Hibs. So wee jabs here or there. It's just like, it's got to be better. But that's my opinion. What do you think about the punditry in Scottish football? Does it need to be better, or is it just a sign of the times that these one-liners is where it's at, and you're happy with it and you like the product. Be very interested to know what you're going to be saying in the comment section below, because I imagine not many people are going to click on today's video. So any help would be greatly appreciated in smashing the like button as well, and again letting me know down in the comments section below. But as always, I've been CJ992. Thank you so much for watching. All the best, and bye bye.